Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pep Star needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Kruse Control. It is Friday, December 22nd, 2023. Welcome to Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. I am your host as always, Brian Kruse. Welcome back everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy holidays and all the happiness out there. Merry Christmas to you all. It's gonna be a great weekend. I'm so excited for the holidays. I hope you are too. Hanging out with your loved ones, your friends, and your family, having a great time out there and just kicking it up, having a good time. And thank you for being here on Kruse Control because it's gonna be a fun night right before the holidays. We're still here kicking some ass, having a good time and chatting here with you. So welcome back to the show, everybody. Changing up tonight. I have a special co-host tonight, and you know her, you love her. She's a fantastic artist. You see her art. It's amazing. Director, writer, everybody. Welcome back to the program, Miss Lexi Koval. Lexi, welcome back. How you doing, Lexi? Happy holidays.
Hi. Look, I'm here. Making my art sound that good. We all know it's not that great.
Oh, come on. Honestly, it is. It's fantastic. So don't say that. You got any plans for the weekend?
Just running your show here.
Nice. Well, thank you for helping me co-host tonight. It's great. Nice. Helping out with the chat, bringing it in, and we're going to have a great time. It's going to be awesome. So thank you for doing this. It's fun. It's going to be fun. So she has the power tonight. You ready for it, everybody? She has the power. So
you shouldn't have given it to me. It's too much.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out, Lexi. Thank you for being here as always. I appreciate you. And also joining us back, everybody. Again, one of my friends for a long time. Met him on set years ago. Well, not long ago. We've been friends for a long time, though. Everybody's a fantastic human being. Got to check out @3Gs, bringing in the great motivation for you every day. Everybody, welcome back. Ronald, Todd, Woodward. Ron, welcome back to Kruse Control. How you doing? Happy Friday.
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Hey, yeah, thanks for being here. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all the above. You got any big plans for the weekend?
Just taking care of an 11-year-old.
Well, that's a good time, though. What's up, everybody? Hey, Queen, that's awesome.
Kind of just takes care of the stuff.
Yeah, Torbit's a kid. It's a good kid. It's a very good kid. So we also did a project called The Valley together, which we'll probably talk about tonight some more because I got some stuff happening. One of our breaking news subjects I'm going to talk about, an actor from The Valley is in a new Amazon project. So we'll be talking about that later. But Ron's child, actually, Torbit, was in The Valley as well. And when Ron was in The Valley, we did Harrison together. We've done a lot of projects together. So it's good to have you here on Kruse Control, too. Still having fun hanging out together. I love it. It's great, Ron. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
And, also another person, let's segue again, another person we worked with before, and Harrison, too. He's back again. Our resident Santa Claus himself, as the chat says, everybody. My friend, your friend, and the friend of the hour, everybody. All right, welcome back, Mr. G.R. Waters, the man with the voice. G.R., welcome back. How you doing?
I'm great, Brian. Good to be here on a Friday. Another drunken Friday.
Hey, GR.
But we're ready.
Yeah. And look at Peppy says hi too, GR.
I know. I talked to him earlier.
Yeah. He doesn't leave anybody alone, does he? He's great, though. He's having a good time. He's very festive as well. He's pretty excited. You got plans for the weekend?
No, I did all my cooking the last few days. I've got a turkey to put in on Christmas morning. I got to stuff it and shove it in the oven.
Stuff and shove.
That's stuff and shove.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that deserves a drink right there. I think that deserves a drink. Chat, Racer X, Queen, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for being here as always. Happy to have you here on a Friday. It's fantastic. We're growing so fast. We're like 925 subscribers. It's amazing. It's been fun. So not going anywhere anytime soon, I gotta tell you. But also, everybody, of course, he's here. He couldn't get away from it, even though it's Friday. He's not sleeping tonight. Everybody, welcome back, Pappy. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Living for the weekend.
Yeah, you are. You are. You did
hey,
use
Ron.
this thing.
Welcome to the show.
Hello,
Let's see. All my peoples back in the chat. What's up, guys?
Yeah. Peppy's excited to have you all here too. So it's going to be a fun night. Of course, we're festive. We have to be festive. It's Christmas weekend, and with your loved ones and everything else. We're with our loved ones here on Kruse Control too. Yeah, what's up, Queen? Peppy loves you too, Queen. He does. Yeah, everybody out there though, throwing it out there. I hope you have a good time tonight. I hope you have a great time this weekend. But of course, even though it's Friday and it's the weekend, there's not much, you think that, Hollywood shut down. There's still everybody. At the end of the day, there's still a lot of breaking news. All right, the very first thing I want to talk about tonight is, well, everyone's talking about Christmas, talking about the holidays. I want to talk about New Year's Eve for a second because Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve has been picked up again. Ryan Seacrest is coming back for 5 more years. 5 more years, everybody. And of course, it's run through January 1st, 2029. He's been hosting this for a while. Of course, Dick Clark passed away a long time ago, but for more than 30 years, it's been the #1 New Year's Eve program special of them all. So why would you stop something like that? Because it's doing so fantastic. And Ryan Seacrest, that man can't stop working. He's working all the time. He's got a million jobs, I tell you. But if you're going on New Year's Eve, I just gotta say, be careful, have a good time. If you're having a few drinks, please don't drive, because you might end up like Tiffany Haddish, who got a DUI just back in November. You don't want DUIs. You don't want DUIs. Come on, just chill out, hang out at home. But her DUI is going into court, and she actually pleaded not guilty for this. Not guilty to this DUI. No, she's going over 2 accounts, 2 misdemeanor accounts she's down for. LA County District Attorney's Office brought these charges against her, and she was arrested in Beverly Hills, and she already had a DUI back in Georgia, just not this last year, and they were saying you can't, have alcohol. They're talking about doing like random breathalyzers. They're talking about random drug tests, especially now because of this, and she's like, no, I'm not guilty of this, even though she was found in her car, drunk, sleeping in the driver's seat with the car running. So I don't know how that's not guilty.
That's called drunk driving.
That's called drunk driving.
Yes.
So if you find yourself in that situation, I don't know how you plead not guilty, but she did. She really did. But, it's the Christmas season, though, everybody. You think about full houses and being with your family and friends, and Fuller House is dealing with another lawsuit itself because one of the producers actually is suing the company. Now, he's been trying to sue them for a year under unlawful termination from his contract. Now, this is a crazy thing that came out. He actually lost his case, but this guy Franklin, he came forward and he was like, I was working the program, and the other producer, Brian Bihar, why butcher names? Brian Bihar fired me unlawfully. He was saying that, yeah, I'm right, fuck Lexi, but Bihar was actually saying that he was saying all these things on set that were inappropriate, and so they terminated from his contract. Now he came down and he said, well, I had this whole clause called the anti-slap motion, which allows me to speak what I say on set as freedom of speech. So he got, he's going back to court again. He's trying to go back to court again for an appeal based off this information. And now Bihar came forward and tried to settle him. He's shutting it down, and they actually settled outside of court because Bihar didn't want this to go any further. Now he at this point in time, he doesn't even care about the money. He's just trying to get his court charges and all the lawyer charges taken care of. But he actually said he needs $815,000 for those charges. So they're going back and forth like, that's way too much money. But I guess instead of going back to court again, they decided, let's not do that. Let's just shut this down and let's not let this happen. And they settled out of court. So of course they're going to do that. Lawsuits suck. They do suck. But you speak about the holiday season, though, on top of that, everybody. I got to talk about one thing. In holiday season, what are we talking about? Talk about Home Alone all the time, right? Home Alone is everywhere. Everyone's raving about it. And Rob Schneider's back in the news talking about Home Alone 2, saying it is a superior Home Alone movie. Now, of course, he was in it, so that's what he's going to say. Yes, right? He's saying it's because Home Alone 1 just has a family who doesn't know how to take care of their children. But Home Alone 2, it's totally different, he says. What
are you talking about? It's the same plot.
I know. Well, he says it's a movie about a child's integrity and learning and growing and developing into a person, but also it's about, how a family can't keep track of their children. But, overall, he's saying that it's a better, superior movie. And it's kind of controversial because everyone loves Home Alone. Say in the chat, what'd you like better? Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2, what's your favorite? That's the question, because I go back. GR says, I
agree.
I kind of like Home Alone 2 more. Maybe I'm controversial. I just love New York. I love New York at the Christmas time. It's amazing. I think they do a great job. So we all know that this whole is about some
Drunk Friday is what it is.
Yeah, it is. Home Alone is my favorite.
Controversial. I fucking hate Home Alone.
It's a great movie. Everyone loves Home Alone. It's amazing. It's amazing.
No,
it really is.
I don't.
But you don't like Home Alone? We're going to talk about that in a second. So we're going to talk about that. But we all know that Home Alone has 2 villains kicking ass trying to break into houses, and they have a lot of cruel intentions. And that leads me to Cruel Intentions coming to Amazon. And if you love the movie, you're getting a series now moving forward. And Cruel Intentions are doing 8 episodes on Amazon. They've been talking about it for a while. They picked it up back in April of last year. And the idea was, okay, well, where it was going back and forth, where's it going to go? Amazon picked it up. They said, we're going to put it on Freevee, Amazon Prime. It's going to be on Prime. And Sarah Catherine Hook, friend of the show, she was in the Valley, is leading the cast in this, which is amazing. She plays Cindy Lou Who, if you watch the show, she sings this whole song, I've been waiting. Episode 5 of The Valley. So if you watch episode 5, you'll see her in there. Fantastic woman. She's fantastic. She was much younger back there, but she's leading the cast for Cruel Intentions, and I'm excited to see it for her performance, let alone everybody else. I'm not a big fan of Cruel Intentions, but hopefully it does well. But they've been trying to make this for a while, and you know what? It's moving forward, but something that's ending is Minx, everybody. And if you were a fan of Minx, they've been trying so hard to keep this going. Jake Johnson, actor, producer, he took it from HBO Max or Max over to Stars, and they were hoping to keep moving forward over there. But then what we have the strike. And then all of a sudden, like, the movie says from HBO to Stars, and now with the strike, he says he just thinks it's dead in the water. He had long hair, he cut it all off, and he's like, if anything shows you that the show is probably done, it's that my hair is gone. So, and I get that, but also, like, you never know in Hollywood. They might find someplace else, but he's pretty sure they're not going to do it anymore. He said he really loved the cast and the crew and the writers. It was a great group, but he just doesn't know what's going to happen. But if you love Minx, sounds like you're only going to have 2 seasons, and that's it, unfortunately. But something else they've been trying to do for a long time is the Rocketeer, and the Rocketeer 2. Yes, Rocketeer 2 it is. Not a reboot, but 2. What kind of a reboot? It's still moving forward. I'm going to butcher this name, everybody. I'm going to butcher his name. It's going to happen, but David Oyola is moving forward, and he's actually acting in it. He's been trying to make this happen for a long time. He's a great actor. He really is. He was actually moving forward, talking about what's happening with the program. They are writing it still, but they're waiting for it to be the best script ever. He says it's a beloved franchise, and he wants to come with the goods. He wants it to be great. He goes, he's committed to it, but it's got to be great, and we will not rest until it is. We will not make Rocketeer 2 until it takes place that way. So, and if you're wondering what it's going to be, it takes place in the war times, of course, World War II after that time, and a unit of Black Army Air Force pilots who served in World War II are fighting it out, and he actually finds and comes into possession of the Rocketeer suit and then becomes the new Rocketeer. So not much information beyond that, but hopefully it's going to love Rocketeer 1. It's one of my favorite things. So please do it justice. If you're going to do it, make it right. And I'm already like, fuck this movie in a lot of ways. But I'm also like, that's just my little child gets mad because you're messing with my inner childhood. Happens to all of us geeks out there, just what it is. It could probably be fantastic, and I'm gonna check it out, and I can't wait to see what they do with it because I do.
You're right, Todd. VR.
Oh, it's Christmas time, GR, inner child. Mm-hmm.
No, I said Tide VR said we're underrated.
Underrated. Thank you so much. Rocketeer, after all these years. Yes, Queen, after all these years. And thank you. Hard pass, Peps, man. You would watch this. I tell you, Peppy, don't be cocky tonight. It's Christmas. You want those Christmas treats? That's all I'm saying. But anyway, so the Rocketeer moving forward, and I'm excited about it. I'm also excited about it. I will also put it out there. I'm excited for Aquaman 2, but it's going to bomb. We know it's going to bomb. Opening numbers came up. Thursday previews, $4.5 million. The Flash. We know how bad that was one of the worst movies ever. It made $9.7 million its opening night. Doesn't sound too good. Aquaman 1 made $9 million overall. The whole weekend they're predicting 40 million, and Aquaman 1 just in its first day made $28 million, and it made $1 billion. And they didn't even have a preview or any kind of like premiere for this either. They didn't do anything, just PR, and they threw it right to theaters. They didn't actually have any kind of opening reviews until 24 hours before the movie came out. Means that Warner Brothers thought this was going to bomb, and it's very unfortunate because Jason Momoa, I think, is a great Aquaman, and he's going to be gone. But you know, James Gunn has a lot to decide upon. He does, and he's figuring it out with Superman and also Creature Commandos, which he finally gave us a release date for this. Well, a rough release date. Coming out late 2024. So what's that going to be? Maybe the fall. Hopefully before that. We'll see. But it's also an interesting premise. Again, it's the very first one for his new phase. Weird to come out with an animation project for Max, but he's doing it. It's happening. I hope it's good. It could be great, Lexi. It looks good. You got a great cast. David Harbour in here. You got Frank Grillo in here. You got Angel Barma in here. You got Barbara Bachelder in here. You got a lot of good people. Alan Tudyk, one of my favorite like comedic actors out there, comedy and character actors. He's fantastic. Rogue One, he killed it in that shit. He kills in everything, but he was great in Titans too. Not Titans. In Doom Patrol.
It's animated too, right?
It's animated. Yep, it's animated.
Yeah,
here's your look for the animated cast. No confidence in Aquaman. WB had no confidence, Queen. But this looks good. They have confidence in James Gunn, even though we're talking about a lot about Warner Brothers later because a lot is happening there too. But yeah, they have confidence. And of course, there's all like James Gunn trying to figure it out. Of course, there is more stuff happening with Batman and James Gunn's Batman, but Matt Reeves' Batman, Robert Pattinson, is apparently not going to be James Gunn's Batman, but we're doing an Arkham Asylum with him. I don't know, it doesn't make any sense, but Robert Pattinson's getting married, everybody. I know that. He's getting married. The engagement's on. He's already, his girlfriend's already having a baby. He's celebrating. They talked about it last month. He's super excited. And I hope the best for him. Pattinson himself. Hopefully it's a great time.
Picture, Brian.
Yeah, you look right. He always looks like a GR. It looks like he just smelled like the worst fart ever, and he's trying to find out who did it. That's what he looks like. He's like, I know you're out there somewhere, guys. I know it. That's Pattinson for you right there. But you know what? Good for him. I'm happy for him. But I tell you, we didn't need Batman to come to Disneyland, but Disneyland did have, they had a big thing go down just recently, and everyone's like, what's going on at Disneyland? Well, they had apparently a false shooting. There was a hoax. We didn't need Batman for that because it was a hoax. It went down at a hotel in Disneyland. They actually shut down a whole branch of Disneyland because of it, of the Disneyland Hotel. And the cops came in and said, there's nothing happening. It was actually the Fantasy Tower this went down at. So they evacuated it, and the Disneyland officials said nothing happened. So I don't know what happened. It's been a prank call, but we didn't need Batman. We didn't need Mickey Mouse to save us, but we do need a lot of breaking news. And that was a lot of breaking news, everybody. Thank you so much for that. So awesome. A lot of breaking news, a lot of freaking breaking news. I'm so excited about this night. But yeah, everybody. Awesome times, right? Awesome times for Friday. I think it's time for a drink, though. I need a drink after all that. I gotta tell you, let's take a drink. Drink time, everybody. Post time.
It's Friday. Let's just take a drink. Everybody, simply say right now.
Thanks, Pep Star. If it's your first time on the show, there's a lot of breaking news. Of course, I just went through a lot, and it's hard for all of our guests to have a moment to talk about that. So we have a special segment. If you haven't heard about this, it's called Takes. All right, now it's time for some hot takes. This is that time where I give everybody a minute on the clock to break down all of their hot takes for all the breaking news. And we got 11 things they got to go through. Hit it. Every topic they do before that minute, before a bomb blows up, the fireworks go off, explosion, everybody's excited, but they get it wrong. It's Friday. They got to drink. So we got to make that happen right now. And yeah, there's a lot here. Bedhead. Yeah, I missed the bedhead thing. Here's me in the comments and stuff sometimes. He's got a bed. Who's got? Oh, Pattinson. Is that a Pattinson thing? It probably is a Pattinson thing. But yeah, so this is time for those hot takes. And since Lexi is my co-host tonight, Lexi, I'm gonna let you choose who goes first in the hot takes. So get ready for that power, right? It's coming in hot.
Oh, I'm gonna make GR go first.
GR, how you feel about that? You feel good about that?
You, GR. That's
hey, it's breaking news, and what else could you do?
Right.
It's true. It's a lot of.
We all know that you Dilligaff, right?
Lexi, take a drink. Lexi, take a drink. I love that. Okay, GR, are you really ready for your hot takes? Are you stoked? Are you excited? Do you feel good about this?
Buddy.
I know you're always ready. All right, we're queuing up the camera, queuing up the time frame for GR. Okay, GR, here it goes. Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes. Get it.
And let's see. They renewed it. The New Year's Eve show. Shocking. Yeah, right. Tiffany Haddish, dumb bitch. You were drunk and in your car. You're guilty, bitch. Man, the Fuller House. Who cares? I mean, that lawsuit wasn't going anywhere anyway. Rob Schneider, you're a moron. Cruel Intentions to Amazon. I really don't give a shit. The Minx thing. Never watched it. Never wanted to. Rocketeer, someday maybe. I'd like to see it. Aquaman, it bombed. I figured it would. The Creature Commandos, it was a joke as a comic. It didn't make it. Him engaged like Dilligaff. And the Disney shooter, that was the biggest joke of all time. The cops were there 30 minutes.
Yeah. That's
all 11.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Everybody, GR got it. GR got it. Give me the special effects. Here we go, GR. Get out. Take a drink, GR. You got it. Man, you don't take a drink. You shoot some stars. Shoot some confetti out at him. Yeah. Great job on those hot takes, GR. Feeling good? Are you feeling good about that, GR?
11 tonight instead of 10.
I won 11, you know? Yeah. I had 12 at one point. I stopped. I agree, Racer X. Rocketeer is a good movie. I enjoyed it a lot. It's a fun family film.
Well, I like the original. I just don't know if they'll ever get around to making it. That's the only problem I have.
They've been trying for years. So, yeah.
I was reading about it. They said 12 years they've been trying to get the second one made.
I hope the best for them. I really do.
Maybe someday.
We'll see. Well,
maybe your grandson could star in it, Brian.
My grandson? Calm down, GR. Calm down.
Moving on. Move on.
Okay, Pep Star. Ron, you ready for your hot takes?
I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to cue up the camera. We're going to you next. I'm going to let Lexi go last because she's a co-host tonight. So that happens. That's a perk sometimes. It is. So I'm queuing it up right now, getting ready for Ron's hot takes. He's stretching it out, feeling good. All right, Ron. Here we go. Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
Let's go. ABC renews New Year's Eve. Like you said, GR, I'm not surprised. Tiffany Haddish, she seems like she's going to ride that vehicle till the wheels fall off. Go to rehab, honey. Jeff Franklin. I didn't realize that it was the Jeff Franklin that created Fuller House. So that's interesting to me. I just don't know much about it. Rob Schneider. I don't want to know anything about it. Cruel Intentions. One of my favorite movies. And the fact that it's supposed to be a series is very exciting. Minx, never saw it. Oh, Rocketeer. I'm funny. Rocketeer was such a great film. It was a good, fun family film. 3 Fs. Aquaman 2. Not a good surprise. No. Creature Commando is coming. Cool. Rob Pattinson. If he's going to find happiness there, that sounds great. The Disneyland shooter. The hoax of a shooter, I think, is really in bad taste. In this world, and that is what I have for you.
And you know what, everybody? The bomb's blowing up, but Ron made it.
I like this guy. This guy's a nice guy. I like this guy.
Ron got it. You know what? I'm gonna give some hearts. I want some hearts out there. Hearts for Ron.
I'm gonna get hearts.
Hearts for Ron. Great job, Ron. Great job on those hot takes.
Thank you.
Awesome. Ron got everybody. The other question is too, though. Can Lexi get her hot takes? That's the question now. We got 2 for 2. Can you make it a hat trick there, Lexi? What do you think?
Go, Lexi, go.
I thought I'm half paying attention, so. we'll
I believe in you still.
We'll see.
I still believe in you. I'm gonna cue up your music, cue up your timer, get it ready to go. All right, Lexi, are you ready for your hot takes?
Absolutely.
All right, hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
I remember something about Fuller House. That show shouldn't have ever gotten made, so don't care. Don't drive drunk. Good for Pattinson, but he is going to probably, do what all celebrities do and get divorced in like 6 months to a year. So 50-50 on that. Rob Schneider's a fucking moron. He was a fucking moron back in the day, and he's a fucking moron now. But that being said, that is one of his best appearances in a film. Aquaman, I don't care about. There was something about Minx. I don't care about Minx. I never watched it, but, I know people liked it. So, that. I know I'm missing something else. I don't remember the rest of the...
Creature Commandos.
Creature Commandos I'm excited about. I always love DC animation. Thank you for helping me. You cheated, though. But now I fail regardless. I have the short-term memory of a fucking gnat, so... Yeah, exactly.
I have to do it, Lexi. It doesn't give me any privilege or pleasure, but...
Yeah. It's okay. I'll drink. I understand my failures.
Take a drink.
We still love you.
I'm drinking with you. But yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. That Pattinson thing, I laugh. But I mean, they got to figure out the DC world. But I know a lot of people are pretty upset, probably about this everything. There's a lot of freaking stuff going on. I don't know. My brain sometimes too. I just had a drink too. Too much drinking this Friday. Thank you, Peppy. Thank you for helping me get on that freaking tangent I was on. But anyways, everybody, thank you so much. Great hot takes across the board. Who do you think won? Let us know in the chat. What do you think? Who won this hot takes? Who's the best one? I didn't pull a poll up. I messed that up. Maybe I'll pull a poll up after the next take. When next time we're getting around, we'll figure out how to make that work. But everybody, it's that time. There's a lot to talk about tonight. There's a lot of big topics. It might be for the holidays, but news is still going down. So now it's time to get into it. Let's get it. All right, the very first thing I want to talk about for our general topics right here is Warner Brothers deciding or putting it out there to buy Paramount. On top of this last week that Paramount Studios was up for sale. Now, when this went down, of course, the president and CEO right now, she ended up taking over Paramount from her father, or her grandfather passed away, and then she was fighting with her father over the rights to it. She got it, but apparently at this point, Paramount's not doing well. We talked before, Paramount Plus itself will not make a profit until 2027. So you get the books, it's really bad, it's not looking good. It's time to either sell off different individual properties or sell the whole thing off. And last week we were like, what's going to happen? We had some talks. Now, Zaslav himself, Mr. loves to buy studios that are dying. This is weird to me because he bought Warner Brothers when he ran Discovery, bought Warner Brothers at a big loss. Like that thing was already going down. He was like, hey, Paramount's doing horrible. I might as well buy that too. Hell yeah, I'll buy all the fucking failing studios and make one big failed studio that's losing, hemorrhaging money every day. That sounds great. I don't know. That's his prerogative. But for me, it just seems weird. But honestly, their library itself,
shit.
I know, Peppy, but I mean, their property in general, it's a lot of property, a lot of videos, a lot of movies, and they also have BET right now. They're talking about selling that off to Byron Allen, who is a big person pushing for getting that over to his network because he's been doing stuff for years, producing products. So maybe he'd buy that off. So that's an opportunity. But if Zaslav wants it all, I guarantee the Axis Zaslav will take it, swoop down, and take the whole studio right over. And then we can have such properties like, we have Looney Tunes and, we have Warner Brothers has Matrix, they have and Paramount has Harry Potter? No, that's Warner Brothers. Paramount has Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible, first Looney Tunes. We could have that. I don't know. But you'd have the crossover event of the century, I guess. It's not really. But they're buying it at a loss if they do buy it, and they could bring it all together into one big hub, and people are calling it Warnamont. They're having fun with it, I guess. Their stock went down 40% when it was at its highest, which is not good. And it keeps sinking. And it's a great lot. And if you go there, I have friends that are working on Paramount right now. I have a friend working on a show there. He's like, you would never know that it's doing bad because there's a lot of people working, a lot of productions. Of course, we're back from the strike. But I've heard for years, ever since I worked on Thundermans back in the day, that Paramount was in a bad spot, and they just keep making it happen. Big movies like Mission Impossible come out, and they do well. But it's a big thing to be selling off. Isn't Zaslav the guy who always canceling stuff? Yeah, he's cancel everything because when he took over Warner Brothers, he was at a loss, and he's just trying to axe everything, write things off because he's like, I need to make money for the studio. So he's been writing everything off. Tried to write he wrote off the Batgirl movie, wrote that off. He's trying to axe things left and right. Looney Tunes movie, tried to axe that. Now they might sell it. There's a lot happening over there, and I think that if he buys Paramount, you're going to see a lot of cut on people. You're going to have a lot of people fired. They were talking about that already, and you're going to also see a lot of productions that are moving forward be canceled too. But you'll probably get more Star Trek, and then you'll get more of Tom Cruise running too because that can't stop.
On Mission Impossible, that'd be a great match.
What do you think, GR? Is this a crazy idea, or do you think that Warner Brothers should buy Paramount, bring that sumbitch together, and make one big network? What do you think? It'd be almost a monopoly if you ask me. But what do you think about this? Is that a good idea?
Yeah, why not? Let's throw away a few billion more.
Do you think that's a good idea, though, to buy something at a loss like this? Because Warner Brothers already isn't doing the best, and there's already rumored, GR, they're going to sell the Universal on top of this. So does it be like a way to make Universal want to buy it even more?
I don't know. People do the craziest shits, Brian, and nothing in this industry surprises me.
I know. It's all about money, GR, though. It's all about money. At the end of the day, you're going to try to find a way to make that bling, bling, dollar, dollar, and maybe that he has an idea that, again, could package it together. But would you buy anything at Paramount? If you had the money, you had the cojones, the money, the brass, would you go ahead and buy Paramount and make it your own and call it the GR Studio lot or what?
Yeah, right. I might. There's part of it that it could make money, but the rest of it you have to dump.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. And that's what they're talking about, too. The lawyers are saying maybe just dump things, like the local networks. Ron and I talked about this the other week, too. Local networks, you dump, you could also dump the individual Paramount Plus, Paramount Global, or Paramount Television. There's a bunch of different things. You could actually sell studio space. There's a lot of ways of making money back. Sell off the lots, maybe, and then just, don't have that real estate. But I guess that's a big money maker for them as well. So that might be a hard thing to sell. I don't know. For me, I think the best bet is just sell it all at once. I mean, she did want she wanted Paramount, the whole company, for years. She fought for her father for 4 or 5 years. She got it. And you get something at a loss this big in the hole. It's like, what do you do? I think you just cut your losses at this point. What do you think, Ron? I know we've talked about this before. Do you think that this is a good idea for WB to pick this up and make it Warnermont? Or do you think that they should just let it be and let it die and let them break it off and have it disappear forever?
I don't think anybody should let Paramount die. It's history.
It is history.
I don't think that Warner Brothers is the best suitor for it. I'd like to see a smaller with money like an Amazon or Apple take over something with their kind of programming, because new blood needs to be brought into it. The new blood is not in Warner Brothers.
Yeah, that you're right. And what do you think about I was talking to JR about it too just a second ago. What do you think about the idea? Because there is these rumors going around in town that Zaslav is trying to eventually sell it off to Universal. Could this be a way to make Warner Brothers more appealing to other people to sell it off?
I mean, God, that's a roundabout way to do something. It's very duplicitous, but that's very Hollywood. I don't know if that would really help it. I can't say. No.
Yeah, I don't know. That's where my mind went though a little bit, because I saw that and I was like, but there's all these rumors already. That the axe of Zaslav is trying to get rid of this. So it's fascinating to me. And honestly, Paramount shouldn't die. More IPs for Warner Brothers to destroy. You're right, Racer X. They love to kill the IP-ness. They chop it right down. But you know, for me, it's just a tough game.
Well said, Racer.
Yeah, well said. Chop it down. Lexi, what do you think? What are your thoughts on this? Okay, WB, huge already. Big company. You got Zaslav, you got Discovery, already merged with that. One big merger already. Would this even be allowed? Would the government let this happen? Is this all smoke and mirrors? Or do you think that there is a plan that Zaslav has where he could take this big company and like either, sell it off or maybe conquer Hollywood? Maybe buy somebody else next. What do you think the axe of Zaslav's plan is?
I
Zazzinator.
was going to say exactly what you said. I don't know why the government's not stepping in on this shit. These are monopolies. These are big monopolies. Like, I don't know how we're not in this position. Like every time I'm on with you guys, like we're at the end of late stage capitalism. We're in that fucking point where there's like 3 companies that own everything. I mean, if Disney was in a bid for this, they would own like more than, because they own 20% of all media. So
when they bought Fox, they became even
but
bigger.
Like, if Warner Brothers owns Paramount, then what? Then how much media does Warner Brothers own then? Like, it's too much. It's too much to allow that to occur. I mean, if an individual wants to buy Paramount and keep Paramount going, like, I don't disagree with Ron. Paramount needs to be alive. Paramount's a wonderful company with a wonderful history. Like, it's bullshit to watch, these legacy companies who deserve to continue their legacy when they were good companies and they were putting out quality products. I mean, Paramount was putting out some of the best products as far as film is concerned for years and years and years. Warner Brothers used to put out some of the best products too. Mm-hmm. So it's like watching these companies stagnate and stuff. I mean, I was happy to see somebody buy up MGM and try to save their properties, but then Amazon bought it and they're not really utilizing it properly. And it's like, does a shipping company need to be the one who buys up, the fucking, and it's like, that's what they are. They're a shipping company. Like, let's not sit here and put, semantics on it. Company. They're not an art company.
They're follow the money.
They're also a giant penis rocking company.
It's an interesting thing to talk about following the money. I watched a thing the other day about the Blair Witch Project. And when you talk about the top grossing movies, like ever, like when you look at the list of the top grossing films of all time, it's like Avatar 2 is on that list, right? But Avatar 2 cost like $500 million to make. And then there's the advertising side of it. And then it pulled in like, what was it? Like 1.3 billion, something like that was what it pulled in. The Blair Witch Project was $25,000 to make. And then it pulled in $258 million. How is that not a better return? Like if you invested $100,
that's pretty good money.
If you invested $100 into the Blair Witch Project, the money you got back from that, you could buy a house with. If you invested $100 into, Avatar, you would not be able to buy a house with your returns. So the end result is like, art is what is viable for money. And so I don't understand like this idea that you should go out and take these IPs and keep playing this game of playing it safe, because history shows us that playing it safe has never made money. Clerks cost what, like $10,000 to make? That movie made millions. If your movie costs Get Out is a good example. I always go back to that one as a modern day example. That movie cost $1 million to make. That movie made a killing. If your movies cost so much to make and people are not interested in seeing the same thing over and over, like very clearly, like allowing people to be creative and create original art. Like we talk about A24 all the time. A24 is putting out creative original art pieces that cost nothing to make.
All the time.
People are interested in those, and those movies are making money, and now that studio is growing. The problem with that studio's growth is that what's going to happen, we're going to have a Lionsgate and a Blumhouse, just like we've talked about before. Once they start growing and they become better than what they are, then they start becoming another Paramount and another whatever. There needs to be a point where the people who hold the money, like, we don't have those mid-tier movies anymore that exist, things like Fight Club and stuff like that. Those were mid-tier films, you know what I mean? Movies
You're damn right.
that cost a certain, like, a little bit more than like a $25,000 film, but not, an Avatar. And those movies don't exist anymore. You're either like making an Avatar, or A24 is covering, the other side of, like, that sort of stuff. So it's like, don't you understand, to make money, that really you're better off investing low sums of money into art, and that art is really the smart route to go, rather than buying up thousands and thousands of dollars in IPs. And instead of, like, letting you guys buy Paramount and merge it together with your company so you can have more fucking IPs to go out
84 million for Prey.
doing, then why not go, what we should do? Let's invest in, like I keep saying all the time, if I had the money, I would make my own studio called $1 Million Projects, and I would just give anybody who wants to make a movie $1 million.
You
know what I mean?
$1 million.
If I had it, I'd make Harrison, The Valley, to
But
start with.
you know what I'm saying?
You know.
Like, you give a creative person $1 million, you let them go out and make their project. You look at their project, you go, this sounds viable. Here's $1 million, go make it, right? If it turns over for you, good. If it doesn't, you only invested $1 million in it. Where's the loss, right?
But that
Yeah.
comes back to a point we've made on this show numerous times. The powers that be don't want originality. They want, quote unquote, safe bets. Oh, we made
Yeah.
that. Let's make it again. Oh, don't be original. That could lose money.
But
God, not that.
it's so funny because, like, I'm taking myself, like, as an artist, I'm taking myself out of the art equation, right? I'm looking at it from a capitalist standpoint. When I did my podcast about film remakes, the original films that the remakes were based on were always like, they took a risk on a low budget film. They went out, they had success with it. They made millions of dollars. Somebody goes, hey, that movie did really well. Let's redo it. It's like,
Lucky.
it did well because it was a fluke. You know what I mean? But also it was somebody taking a chance on an original idea and it had success. Yeah. It's not going to work again. It was a shot in the dark. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't remake the Blair Witch Project, but you can give somebody the money to go out and try their own Blair Witch Project. And
They'll try to do it, though.
Not necessarily that, like, make the Blair Witch Project again, but their own version of it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, give the creative individual the opportunity to go out and make their own, and then
take a risk,
put that into a theater, and then, see what the end result is, because you're going to end up with better results. You're always going to make more money investing in new art than you are investing in the same art. And I don't understand how, when I followed the trail of money, when I followed, like, the results, these remakes weren't making money, and the end results weren't making money. And so it's just like, I don't know why you think this is a good investment when the numbers don't add up. As an investor, as a moneymaker, the numbers don't add up.
You're wasting a lot of money. You're wasting a lot of money.
You guys are spending, and it's like with James Cameron. James Cameron's numbers, when you look at the top grossing films of all time, James Cameron's numbers are inflated. He takes his movies and puts them back in theater over and over and over again.
And over and over again. He loves
so
that.
So it's like they put Avatar. They were like, Avatar made $2.3 billion. Well, yeah, of course it did. You kept taking it and putting it back in the movie theater. It's like Titanic. You kept taking it and putting it back in the fucking movie theater.
He's like, we're doing True Lies right now and using AI to fix all of it too. He's using AI to fix some of their graphics and stuff. And I'm like, James Cameron is using AI? Fuck you, man. That's all I can say.
I think that James Cameron used to be one of the most brilliant filmmakers, and I think there's a point where he stopped. And, like, I think he gets more praise than he deserves. I think he's brilliant in his understanding of how to manipulate the system. You know,
Yeah.
like I think
think
there's a
it's-
He
brilliance
went
in that.
from a filmmaker to a money maker, and that's what it's all
Yeah,
about.
and that's all he worries about now. And of course, he's got that deal with Disney now. It was Fox before Disney now, and they just keep pumping him full of money. He's got Avatar 3, 4, 5 coming, and he's gonna beyond that. He'll probably do something else. Maybe he'll do another spin-off of something else. Titanic 2 will come eventually.
And those were a good
wouldn't
investment
even-
to you.
It wouldn't
Like,
fucking surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
Raise
what
the
are
Titanic
people?
as a book.
How are
Yeah,
people going to
right.
look back in time and look at those films? Like, you know, I know, like when we talk about like The Thing, right? The Thing was a financial failure, the remake of The Thing by, you know, and it destroyed. God, why can't I think of his name? John Carpenter's career. Destroyed his career, but it's now hailed as like a critical classic. You know, it's one of the best like remakes ever made and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because people just didn't get it in the moment. And the Blair Witch is the same way. People just didn't get it in the moment, but it still made its money. You know what I mean? And the thing is, it's that understanding of like, how will this fare down the road? How will people look at this in the future? And it's like, well, even if it makes money in the moment, will people still respect it down the road? And I think that's when you start asking yourself about the art, right? That's when you start
Yeah.
whatever. But I think in the moment, like, look how Blair Witch was sold, right? People thought it was a real movie.
Mhm.
So people went to that
Did
movie
really
like
well.
idiot. They went,
It was
"Oh, it's
scary.
real, right?" And then they
Found
went and they
footage,
saw it
just
and they
like
were
came out of
mad at
nowhere.
it. They were furious at it because it wasn't real. And they were like, "Oh, I hate this movie." And then for like about 10 years, people hated the Blair Witch because they thought it was fake. And they were like, "Oh, I felt ripped off by it." They still made their
Right.
fucking $258 million off of it. They got you, didn't they? So even if
Yeah.
it wasn't like whatever, they still made a $25,000 film that they made their money on. You know? Like,
Well,
I think like that's
that's-
what you look at. You go, hey, I can make a lot of money ripping people off in that way, and thinking about like the spectacle. Think about the spectacle. It's all spectacle, right?
Oh, there's also a spectacle, Lexi. Another project that I would say that's just like blowing people out. It's a big spectacle, and I think they've taken people's money too. Is the Fast and the Furious, and they cannot stop making those. And yeah, I know you love them, but they keep making them over and over again, and they keep bringing them together. But Vin Diesel himself can't stop, won't stop. But now he might be in trouble because, sexual assault allegations have come forward with Vin Diesel. And everybody, we talk about this every day, I feel like, on Cruise Control. It never stops. Like, who's the next person? This came forward, an assistant of Vin Diesel. And she is actually charging him for sexual battery. Sexual battery. Now, Asta, her name is, she came forward. She worked for him back in 2010 during Fast 5. She was hired, she's only there for 9 days, but she was hired by the production to actually take care of him, including, organizing and coming Diesel to parties, and ensuring that he was nearby for photo ops, and also going to special events with him with his longtime girlfriend at the time, Vin Diesel's girlfriend. Well, apparently one night during this time, after 9 days, the girlfriend left, and Vin Diesel. Now, this is a claim. These are allegations. These are not any facts that we know. This is what the lawsuit says moving forward. And we had to say that again because this is kind of graphic shit, everybody. It's kind of graphic. But apparently, before I go to that, she had a non-disclosure agreement, with the production company. She was fired after this incident, at 2 hours of this incident. She was fired by Vin Diesel's sister, who is the production creator and runner or manager of his production team, actually fired this poor girl after all this. His sister's president of it's called... Of One Races, that's what his production company is called, Amantha Vincent. So she fired her.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Peppy, it's fucked up. But honestly, you hear about this incident, you're like, how does this even happen? But these allegations. So back in 2010, apparently went back to his suite. He threw her on the bed, made her touch his genitals. She tried to run away. He tried to kiss her chest. He started masturbating near her. She tried to run down the hall. He forcefully chased her down the hall. She screamed, tried to run away. He pinned her against the wall, placed his hand on his genitals again, masturbated again. And she was terrified. She said she let it happen because it was her boss and she was nervous about everything. And she just kind of like was like, what am I going to do? This is my boss, a power move. And so she let it happen, but he just kept chasing after her. Eventually she got away and she ran down the hall and got away from him. But she said that it was the worst case scenario. It was a long time ago. She didn't come forward because she was traumatized by the whole thing. And so now she comes forward, and under this new law, she's able to come forward. It's a California law that came forward. She was able to because it was sexual assault. And if it's sexual assault, you are able to break those contract obligations of, being quiet about everything. So it came forward and that, well, is this real? Is this not real? It's really hurting Vin Diesel. He's coming forward saying it's not real. It's not happening. Never went down. And the act is called the Speak Out Act. That's what it's called. I couldn't think of the name, but it was actually California's AB 2777 Act. And so for her now, she can actually say all this. She can go after him. He's saying no. She's saying this happened. And she was fired 2 hours after the incident. She left the hotel crying. And then she got a call from Vin Diesel's sister, Amanda, saying, hey, in the words of Vince McMahon, you're fired. Very sad fucking news, though. And for me, it's like, oh, all we hear is about sexual assault allegations recently. It just drives me nuts. No. And Vin Diesel, Lexi, I know you love Vin Diesel. You love the Fast movies. Do you think this is going to hurt his career? Will we get more Fast movies? Or do you think, because Jonathan Majors just got fired, and that was abuse. But he's not Vin Diesel by any means. I mean, he is, he was Kang the Conqueror, but he was not all about the family Vin Diesel, who's running Hollywood for Universal. And it's a big problem for Universal probably. And, these are allegations, so we have no idea if this stuff is actual truth or not, but we're going to have to wait the court of law to find out. Will this affect Vin Diesel? And do you think that he can still be I Am Groot after all this? Because Disney fired Jonathan Majors.
I mean, did you ever see that creepy interview with him when he was making the Fast and the Furious movies, where he's with that one woman interviewer, and he just won't answer her questions, and he's just like creeping on her.
No,
I'm like, yeah, this is him. I'm like not surprised. And like, he's a very creepy guy when he's around women and stuff like that. And he's in one of those power positions where he feels, in a position of control. So yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, it's not surprising. And
you can't do Fast and Furious without him, though.
When stuff about Paul Walker and like the incredibly underage women that he used to date, and
nobody likes a fighter racer
relationship, it's just kind of doesn't surprise me that they were okay with this kind of stuff and these kind of behaviors and that kind of thing. So I'm just like, yeah, it's probably, I think when you're talking about what you're talking about, like where, all these allegations are coming out, well, the boys club is coming to an end, I think is what it is. You know what I mean? It's like an era.
And shut this shit down.
Shut it down. Is coming to an end, and women are finally feeling liberated and comfortable enough in the world that they can finally come forward and say something. And so there's a lot more people finally, and also time limits of like, what is it? The statute of
limitations.
That's running out for a lot of people. And so a lot of people are like, I gotta get in my stuff before it runs out, which before people are like, well, they're doing it to try to cash in. No, they're victims and they're scared and they don't want to necessarily come forward, and they didn't know how to handle things in the moment. And then
not everybody's Amber Heard. I'm just saying.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those things where, you gotta look at like all of the evidence, and there's plenty of people in these situations where it's like, absolutely. I think I was more shocked to hear Puff Daddy than I am.
Yeah. That Puff Daddy shit is fucking cruel. It's brutal.
I genuinely always thought that Puff Daddy was a better person than that. Like, I always liked Puff Daddy, and I was like, I'm really disappointed. Vin Diesel has like progressively shown throughout the growth of his career that he's a terrible person. Like, after Paul died, he became like just a fucking awful person.
Yeah. In those Fast movies, I mean, even though they do really well for Universal, like, you can't do them without him. And they might try to like brush this under the rug. Who knows? Like, what's going to happen with these allegations?
No, if you can actually do them without him because of the ownership that he has in them. Like,
you can't CG Vin Diesel in there. You can't do anything without him. He's the head of the family. You can't do it without the family.
I don't even think it's like that. Like, I think he owns the film. Like, I think he owns the franchise. Like, I think that he's actually like one of the primary. Because remember, like, the trickery that he pulled in the third Fast and the Furious film. He agreed to do the third and the Fast and the Furious movie if they basically gave him like all the rights to future Fast and the Furious franchise films.
That's fucked. Of course.
And they gave him Riddick because he was like, I won't take money to be in this movie.
I want Riddick,
but I will do it if you give me this. And they didn't think there was going to be another Fast and the Furious, right? Because the first three films were standalone films. They didn't like expect it to be.
Why would you do any more?
Like it was.
Right. Like Kung Fu Panda, we're doing more of those, though, anyways.
That's why when you get the fourth film's a reboot of the entire franchise, essentially. Like it's supposed to be. Like it does pull elements, but it's
Your fundraiser
really supposed to be like a start over. And that was supposed to be Vin going, fuck all of like all the other films. Like this is us like starting over. And that's what that was supposed to be. And you know, it's one of those, he owns it. It's his.
Yeah.
He has way too much ownership of it. So like it might end with him. You know what I mean?
And maybe if this goes down, though, they might cancel their plans at Universal. Ron, what do you think about this? You think Universal, here's this. They got plans for, they announced they're going to do a two-parter ending for the Fast and Furious. We got 2 more coming. Supposed to be 1, we're doing 2. Do you think this could make them kind of hesitate a little bit with those plans and step back from it? Because again, Vin Diesel is the man of the hour. He's the person that runs it. I mean, Rachel said in the chat, Lexi said, like he's the person, you can't do it without him. Do you think they're kind of getting nervous about it? There's a lot of money going to these movies. How do you feel about these
people on
allegations?
XXX. He killed his stuntman on XXX.
That's fucked.
Wow.
Remember that? That was a big thing. Like on the XXX movies, he killed his stuntman.
Did not know that.
How do you kill him?
I don't think he directly did it, but I know they killed
It was
the
the stunt.
stuntman.
It was just not safe.
Yeah, it
not
was a big deal when that
You have to
happened.
be safe on set. Ron and I talk about this all the fucking time too, Ron.
Oh yeah.
You have to be safe. What's your thoughts on this situation, Ron?
I think that because of all the potential money and the revenues that could be with these being the last 2 films, Universal will do anything they can to get those done, get them out, by squalling everything that's happening with him and then letting him sink on his own.
Do you think there's any world though that if he becomes guilty, if they actually goes guilty, you think there's any world that they would actually make these movies though? Where they pull Disney, like pull the rug, we're done.
God, that's a hard one also. Brian, you're giving me all these hard questions tonight.
I have to hit you hard. It's Friday. It's before the holidays.
My God.
It's cruise control, Ron.
Do you like his tree jacket?
Thank you.
His free jacket's very nice, isn't it, Ron?
Those are the kinds of questions I need on a Friday. That's really tough because part of me is just like, yeah, they'll totally go for it just because there's so much money to be made. But then what does that say about them? I still think
When Disney's doing that, like pulling people right away, you know?
Yeah. But you can't compare Vin Diesel to what's his name either.
The Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, that's
It's different. It's a different story. I mean, his is more. I don't know. Like, if these allegations with this is true, that's brutal.
That's
you know.
brutal.
I mean, but then again, we'll have to wait for all the facts to come out. What we got for
Right.
Jonathan Majors is that was psychological abuse, if you ask me, and that was also using her dead husband or dead girl, or a boyfriend who killed himself against her, using suicidal thoughts against her, which is insane to me.
Yeah. We need
Majors
to,
isn't as powerful as Vin.
No,
That's also
exactly.
true.
Exactly. Army Hammer. We need to get something with him so we could talk about him.
Army Hammer, yeah. I don't know. He's also one of those ones too. He's
His
some
is weird. His is weird.
He's
weird
out of his
torture porn
fucking
type shit.
mind.
That's all I'm saying.
The
Not that I'm
family has
talking
cut
about
him
torture
off.
porn on Kruse, but I'm
I
talking
don't
about
know how he managed to continue making the Flash with everything that was going on with him, and then they put it out, and
Matt Keaton, that's why.
And they went, you know what? Let's get rid of Batwoman. That's the one to get rid of. We're going to invest in the fucking Army Hammer film. I'm happy with everything that's coming out. And then Army Hammer keeps going. It's like after his crazy shit, he keeps doing more crazy shit as they're filming the movie. And it's like, wow, you guys are fucking out of your minds.
It messed up the Murder on the Nile. It messed that whole movie up because that movie bombed, and they changed all the ads because he was a big part of it.
Right.
They take him out of the ads. Try to ignore that he was in the movie, and people knew he was in the movie, so he couldn't advertise it. It messed all their marketing up. So, for me, this is a huge problem for any production company.
Yep.
Marvel waited for a long time, and I'm shocked with Jonathan Majors because a lot of times pull the rug, done, moving on. They could have very easily, but then again, they had a lot wrapped into him. Vin Diesel for Universal, I would say this is even bigger.
I apologize.
How many movies? Batgirl, not Batwoman. Yeah. Thank you, Ray.
Bat female.
But Ron, I think though, I would say I think that it's gonna be a tough choice, right, for Universal. If he gets if he gets charged for this, it'll be tough.
It'll be
GR.
very tough. Yeah, it's not a clear.
There's no way. I mean, how do you do it as a company like this? Like you've invested so much in this guy's career, and you let this franchise die. It came back. It's done even better, and then you let it flourish, and you just greenlight movies like that because he says family 500 times. For me, it's like, Okay, guess that works. And it puts the butts in the seats, and you cheer some Coronas, and you fucking
Why
make
would you
money.
make that?
Yeah, right,
Well,
Peps?
until the case goes to court, they ain't gonna do shit.
They won't.
I mean,
You're right,
they're-
GR.
It's all about the money, and until some verdict is rendered, they're not gonna do anything to him.
So, GR, do you think?
They'd be stupid to?
Yeah.
Because he'd have a lawsuit in the hell. Oh, you're fired
He has
because you
some
got
kind of crazy
accused of
contract.
XYZ. Well, guess what? That would be they would be on the hook for billions. The hell with millions.
Yeah.
If
I
he
think
gets
you were the-
convicted, yeah, they'll pull his ass off it, and that's that.
Yeah. That would be
They'll
it.
do what they
I
did
think
with
so,
Paul.
too.
They just write him off. Oh, he got killed in a race, Finish
That
the
Fast
movie
and the
with-
Furious ride is the worst fucking ride I've ever been on in my entire life at Universal. Have you ever been on that? I'm sorry to cut you off, GR. I didn't mean to be rude
all
there,
right.
but that ride, like she brought that up in the chat. They should be ashamed of themselves with that thing. Like, if you're gonna make a Fast and the Furious ride, like that is the most shameful example of a ride ever made. It's barely a ride. It's barely even a tram ride. Like if you're the old school California tram where you go and you do the Jaws part. The Jaws part is the most thrilling thing ever in the world in comparison to that Fast and the Furious ride. That thing's a fucking joke. You pay all that money to get into
I
the
had a
park, and that's
woman
what they
pull
give
up
you.
in front of me
It's
on the job.
That's the best.
I just think Vin Diesel, though. I mean, yes, that ride's dumb. It's really dumb. They've tried to make it cooler, but it's like
You
a
have
waste
that
of
much
space.
money, and that's what you give us? Fuck you.
Yeah, like why are we not doing something where we're actually moving in a car, doing like a roller coaster? That's a roller coaster ride. Fast and
right,
Furious.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a roller
All
coaster
day.
fucking
It's in
ride.
the name.
You're on a track going 0 to fucking 90 in 2.2 seconds, 1.21 gigawatts flying off, and then now
Give
that's
us a
what I want. But
simulator. Some
Yeah, it's
kind of
simulator.
simulator.
it's dumb. It's dumb. It's really dumb. But I think that honestly, Universal has to think about this, and I think that Vin Diesel could fuck his career up. And if it's true, it should fuck his career up, and he should not get any money. We should not. You know what? Anybody can say I am Groot. I'm sorry, Vin Diesel. Everybody say it's an art, but I am Groot is anybody, and that's the franchise done. All that matters is Fast and Furious. And you know what? They've done enough of those. I don't think we really need more. I do enjoy them, like Racer X says. They're fun. They are fun movies. I'm waiting for them to all become superheroes. Hasn't happened yet. And you know what? We might not get that someday because it's going down. And with the way he's doing it might just be the end of that franchise. And Universal might have to cut ties. And that's how it goes sometimes. Because when you have something that's so big, such a franchise, you got to fucking hold on to it and be very careful with that penis because you want it to be good, solid, and just secure and all of its fucking greatness. And Nintendo is the same kind of thing because Nintendo is really worried about the Nintendo franchise. But now Illumination, because Mario did so well, everybody, Illumination's like, we got ideas, everybody. We got ideas. Let's go Avengers style with this shit. Like,
It's
tell us
Friday.
before.
Let's all take a sippy drink.
Oh, okay, Peppy, hold on one second. I'm gonna introduce the story, and we're gonna do it, Pep Star. I believe in you. I love you. I'll take a sip fast. So, in Nintendo, Illumination came forward, and Illumination said, Nintendo, we got an idea. Let's go Avengers with this. Mario did so well. $1 billion. Let's do every character. Let's do side stories. Let's do all these characters, have their spin-off movies, and then bring them all together for one big colossal crossover called Super Smash Brothers. Of course, Super Smash Brothers. And we talked about this before. There was a rumor about Super Smash Brothers before, but now we actually have from Nintendo themselves. I think they were pitched by Illumination doing this. It's going on there. People are going nuts about it. We talked about it before. I remember Sean and Mike were here. We were saying, yes, it should be like Avengers style, like put them all together. And that's what they did. That's what they're going to do. I think that's fucking great. Another one that we said on Cruise Control before, that's happening. That's all I'm saying. But I'm excited about it. I love Mario movie. I mean, Chris Pratt, again, we talked about, he worked as Mario. But I think the overall arc of the movie was great. I love Peaches. Peaches made me so happy. Jack Black and his Peaches and all of his greatness. It made me laugh so great. I love Jack Black. And then we had the idea we talked the other day about might be a musical the next one. But if you make the individual movies and you bring them all together and you make something. Bring it all together and make one big Super Smash Brothers movie. Ron, do you want to see this? Does this be something cool for you? Did you see the Mario movie? Do you think that taking all these Nintendo characters and making one big movie works? Or do you think that Nintendo is like stretching it and trying to do something beyond their bridges into this new IP?
Well, you know me well enough to know that I would really give a shit about this. However,
Yeah.
the idea and the concept of getting everything together fascinates me, and I love it. And I'll tune into things just because everybody's brought together. I do like. I like that. I like that when it happens.
That's fair. That's my
And this is
fault.
Universal too. Universal, Illumination, and Nintendo. So
That's-
maybe they just stop
You're
doing
right.
fast and do this. You know?
Maybe
Can you see the Mario movie?
I did. I did. Did we see the Mario movie? Hey, did we see the Mario movie? Yes, I saw it. I did. I saw it. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that, Ron. Merry
That's
Christmas.
amazing.
I think Patty said things
humbug.
clear.
We all
Yeah, but you're right, Ron. It'll do well, I think. And I think this is a good idea across the board. Like, why not? And then for Nintendo, it's all about the money right now.
Yeah.
They did not expect Mario to do so well. It made $1 billion. You do
did
something like
it,
this.
wow.
It's
Why
like,
not expected to do well? They're so
But not a
dumb.
billion.
they're still, not $1 billion. I mean, look at the last Mario movie. It fucking failed big time. I still love that movie. It's a great movie. Dennis Hopper fucking kicking ass. You know, I still think that
That's
Yoshi's a
the
little
best
creepy as a
Mario
little
movie.
velociraptor, but I'm just, you know what I
Hands
mean? That's
down.
all I'm saying.
The story is so great. I love that story.
But also, they're still doing the live action Legend of Zelda. That's still happening on top of this. And so Machine Gun Kelly's still pushing to be Link. Go fuck yourself, Machine Gun Kelly. You will not be Link. I'm sorry, man. You bam, bam.
You know,
Not doing
that
it.
being said, if you want Ice Climbers, they're making fucking Smash Brothers here. They'll probably show up in that, right?
Probably. Lexi, would you watch this? Would you watch a Smash
No,
Brothers
I'm not watching
Avenger
this.
style crossover? You don't want this?
No, I don't want any of this shit. I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of everybody, like, because Smash Brothers is the ultimate mashing of IP, right? Like, it's like
Bringing all
how
the penis
many
together. I penis.
how many game franchises, how many game companies, like, content. Because I mean, it's not even just Nintendo. Like, they also have Namco and like Konami, and like there's so many other companies' products invested into the Smash Brothers franchise that it goes beyond just Nintendo itself. It's like this giant, massive amalgamation of like everything video game ever just beating the shit out of each other on screen. And I'm like, what's the movie? Like, what's the plot? Like, and I know some of these games have like some kind of a story mode. I don't give a shit. First of all, I like fighting games. I find these games unplayable, like as far as fighting games are concerned. So I'm more of a Mortal Kombat, like Street Fighter, like I like a joystick and 6 buttons kind of person. So I find these games
Don't we all?
right. Like I'm just old school, but I don't know. I don't want to watch. I didn't watch the Mario movie. Like I initially was really interested in it. I was like here for it, and then when they went and got Chris Pratt, and I don't know, I felt like they were
Chris Pratt's the man these days.
Yeah, I'm so tired.
He's making all the money.
Yeah, he's the voice of everything. I'm tired of it. I don't like.
He's Garfield now. Leave Garfield alone.
I think it's ridiculous. Yeah,
he's Garfield. He's Garfield now. It's coming out in like February.
There's a lot of
IPness.
There's too much of that, but also like there's a voice for Mario. There's an expectation for me.
What was the post-credit scene?
If you're going to go serious for Mario, if you're going to go like hard with Mario, then I have an expectation of like, if you're going to take it seriously,
don't go hard with Mario. Leave him alone.
Chris Pratt wasn't the voice you're going to fucking go with, right? Like you're going to take it seriously and then you're going to go get Chris Pratt. Like I don't think you're taking it seriously at that point. I hate Illumination as an animation company. I think that Illumination puts out the worst animated product, like by far. And it's really disappointing to see Nintendo investing in them because there are better companies to go with. I would have rather seen DreamWorks. I would have rather seen like anybody else, honestly, because Illumination to me is who you go to when you just want to shill a product really quick. And they're not really making it for anybody other than making a buck. And I haven't really
so well with Mario though. It worked so well.
I
like,
just
like dollar.
I mean, I get it. I get it. Money's being made. Who am I to fucking pass judgment, right? Like, I don't really have a position in any of this at the end of the day because I'm not the one that's making the fucking money. They are. Yep. So what do I know?
Mr. X said Chris Pratt paid for it or prayed for it and he got it. So
right.
he was
I just
Australia.
I just don't care. Like, I don't care about this.
Or some shit in Australia and he got found, which is really weird.
I just like
good for him.
I feel like
cheers, Chris Pratt.
These companies right now, it's like, oh, we're gonna make the single character film. Oh, the single character film did well. Well, let's immediately jump to the second film being the epic film
Lord does
requires
love Chris Pratt,
us bringing every single fucking character film in at once. And it's like, no,
Right, Peps?
like when you look at Marvel, right? Marvel did it right by doing Iron Man and then Thor and then, you know, Hulk and then like
Well, that's
you
what
do
I do
all
that.
the
They start Mario,
individualized
Lexi.
films and then you do your Avengers movie, and that's how you like build, right? So if you really want the Smash Brothers film, then I feel like your obligation is you have to make a Pac-Man movie and then a fucking like, you know,
Bring on the Pac.
whatever. Like you have to make all these other movies before you get to the Brawl film. You know what I'm saying? Because the Brawl
That's
film
the one I
should be
do.
the film where you don't have any story. You just get to the fucking point
Just
where
one
you beat
big
down.
brawl.
And
Take
it's
it for
like,
GR.
what's
Yes.
your story? What's your getting to? Like, where are we going with any of this? It's so pointless. It's the same with the multiverse shit. It's lazy writing. This is lazy writing to cash in on a like it's masturbatory fantasy. Oh, I get to see these two on the screen. Oh, look, they're running into each other. It's like, where's the story writing? Where's the creativity? Where's the idea? Where's the concept? Where's the whatever? I'm like, I don't want to watch a bunch of fucking IPs slam into each other, literally. And that's
Slam
all
those
that we're
IPs in.
making. That's
It's
all we're
Friday.
making
Let's
are
just take a
fucking
drink. Everybody,
people
sip,
slamming
right now.
into each other. And I don't want to watch a bunch of movies about people just IPs just slamming into each other. Like, that's not excitement. That's not exciting, and I don't think video game fans want that. You're saying video game fans want that. I think a video game fan would rather see their properties properly developed and made into like. I don't think Resident Evil fans were excited about the Resident Evil films. I think that the Resident Evil films
bombed
eventually
pretty bad.
became their own entire thing, and then eventually like they became their own film franchise separate from the games, and that's what they became. I don't really think, you know, the Silent Hill films are very good. I mean, I know I'm using horror ones as a good example, but like, there's a lot of video game movies out there that are complete colossal failures. We have not had success with video game films for what, 30 fucking years? We're just now hitting a point where we're going, okay, I guess we finally figured it out. And I know they're doing Zelda movie, like someone's bringing that up too.
I want to see it.
I would love to
starring
see them do
Tom
that.
Cruise. So
I said for years that they should be doing a live action Zelda film with the budget of Lord of the Rings.
That's yes, they should. That's the idea. They're saying that it might be something like that, which everybody's been screaming for. If you're gonna make any Nintendo movie into
I
live
don't even
action,
like
it's
Zelda. I don't even like
I'm
Zelda,
all in.
and I see the
Link.
endless potential in that being a quality film. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
there's so much potential to make a quality product out of that. And I'm not even a fan
Rachel,
of that
how you
game,
doing, girl?
but I see
Welcome
so
to
much
the
potential in a film for that. So why is it I, as someone who's not a fan of it, can look at that and go, look at the endless potential in this. Invest lots of money into this. But you guys are still like, no, I can't figure it out. And then when you go the direction you do, the writer you have for it's fucking terrible. Like, what is the choices that you're making in any of this? And it's like, I don't.
But Lexi, it's still video games. It's still video game characters bringing joy to the world. I'm just saying, like, it's a formulaic thing that works for Marvel, and I think everybody's been trying to make it work with their IP-ness. I mean, honestly, and it's like, I get it though. If you're a company like Nintendo, they're like, you did well in Illumination, whatever you want to do now, keep doing it, because we tried it before and it didn't work. I mean, it worked, but didn't work, you know? So I just think that this is, it's kind of an interesting route. Kind of an interesting route. It is. I know you're back and forth about it, but GR, I gotta go to you fast. We gotta get into our feature story soon. So GR.
How about 8 letters? Can you figure out what they are?
Wait. Yeah, I'm gonna give you. Okay, yeah, give one per slide. Okay, GR, 1 letter per slide, so I get all my graphics in. So you can't do me dirty like that. So the first one, here we go.
D.
Okay.
I. L.
I'm not that fast, GR. Dilla what?
I. G. A. F.
Dilla Gaff.
Holla.
Exactly.
So GR, did you see the Mario movie at all?
I wouldn't watch that trash for anything.
Come on, GR.
What is his favorite movie? He puts it on repeat before he goes to bed.
Stuff for Ron's
not a gamer, GR?
11-year-old son. Not
Queen
for an
says you're a
adult.
gamer. Queen says
No,
she thought you were a gamer.
I have more time to do real things.
Yeah.
Like read a real book, watch a real
Well,
movie. I don't know.
well, Nintendo is pushing for this, though. I think it is an idea. When you
Why
have
would
Mario
I give
doing
a fuck about Nintendo?
I know you don't, GR. I thought maybe some inkling of you saw it in a red box or something, or maybe you thought it would be good. I don't know, maybe. It's a fun movie. I don't know, it's a fun movie, but I get it.
I only do this on
It's
Friday,
not for everybody.
Brian. You know, I don't do this any other day of the week.
I can't have you every Friday, GR, because I gotta be careful with you. You don't drink that often.
my
So
best buddy, GR.
yeah, Peppy loves when you're here, man. But the thing is,
I
though,
love Peppy. For a rat with no hair, he's a nice dog.
oh, well, you know, I think he loves you too, right, Peps?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he does. Yep. But okay, you know, Nintendo is pushing for this. I think Illumination is pushing this, and Nintendo is all on board because it is a big thing. If you take all their IPs, put them together into one big Smash Brothers experience, it could do well. And if they made $1 billion, they want to see more money. They think it'll make another billion, and they want that Marvel money, I think. And Nintendo, again, has failed at consoles for a long time, and they make money, they lose money. They've been actually trying to push their IPs out to other systems, and I think for this would be a huge win for them, and maybe they'll bring a new system out. Who knows? But Nintendo's pushing for it. You know, they're pushing for it.
I think
Maybe they
Lexi
should
said
make
it
a
best
not
about
broken
Illumination's
game.
quality.
Yeah.
Lack thereof.
All you gotta say, it's happening. But something else that's just happening very soon, January 1st. And I saw this, and this is gonna change the game of cinema for people that are not Disney. And I think Disney's gonna hate it. They're gonna fucking hate it. And they've fought for before, and they can't do it anymore. They can't stop it. And that leads me to our feature story of the night. Get it! Happy Friday! Way over. Anyways, everybody, so Mickey Mouse is becoming public domain. That's right, Mickey, the House of Mouse is becoming public domain. That's saying that any Dick, Jane, or Harry can make a Mickey Mouse movie. So you're going to get, and I guarantee January 1st when this happens, Mickey and Minnie, I'm not going to leave Minnie out. Minnie's fucking awesome too. Love her both. The best mouses in the whole world, the most mice in the whole world. They're fantastic. Well, coming January 1st, doesn't matter who you are, you can actually make any kind of Mickey Mouse. It goes back to Steamboat Mickey. His persona can be out there in movies, and anybody can do it. It's happening. Now, this has happened to a lot of IPs. Look at Winnie the Pooh. What happened though? Winnie the Pooh became public domain. You got Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. You're going to probably get Mickey Mouse, cheese and blood. I don't know. Bloody cheese. Who knows? I bet the first thing you get is a horror movie with Mickey Mouse. And the next thing you get is maybe a rom-com with him. I don't know what you get. There's a guy actually that tried to do a Mickey Mouse spinoff. It was like back in 1971. He did this whole thing. And this is what you're probably going to get. Because people like love Mickey Mouse and he's such a child-friendly thing. But in 71, this guy came forward and he launched this whole project and he made this whole comic book. And it was about Mickey Mouse, of course, getting oral sex from Minnie Mouse. Okay? He tried it.
We'll make a horror movie next. Mickey and the Mousetrap.
That might be happening.
This guy lost his job for that.
But this guy tried, he got sued. Of course he got sued. They settled, but he says if he has to do another project since then, he could actually be charged $190,000, $10,000 more for legal fees, and a year in prison after that loss. Because Disney had to put a statement like, you do not steal the mouse. But now, come January 1st, the mouse is free. The mouse is free for anybody to have fun with and explore any kind of avenue with. So here's the whole thing about this. I saw this and I thought, oh, Mickey Mouse, they're gonna hurt the way that his persona is for children. Because Mickey Mouse still, like my little like nephew loves Mickey Mouse. Loves him. And kids have loved him. I grew up with Mickey Mouse. A lot of people grew up with Mickey Mouse. It's gonna really kind of damage him. Disney's been fighting this for a long time. It's worrisome, but I know, and I joke about it, but I guarantee, and we can joke about it all night, I guarantee the first one we get is like a horror movie with Mickey Mouse. And then after that, we'll see what happens. But is this a good thing? I mean, the public domain is a good thing, I think. It allows people to have use music a lot of times for projects like us that are growing and developing. It lets them use likenesses for people like us too, growing and developing. But also, it does hurt an IP sometimes. So we hear about this. GR.
Weird Mouse P? Is that what you're talking about?
Weird Mouse P. Weird mouse porn. You might get weird mouse porn. That might happen. And I don't know if we want Mickey Mouse porn, but you might be
No.
getting it very soon. Merry
That
Christmas
shit
to you
already
all.
exists, and you know it, so you don't
I
need
better,
It
to.
does.
I better
Now you get
copyright
legal
my
mouse porn.
idea about the
Legal
mouse
Mickey Mouse
Legal
porn.
mouse. Okay.
Yeah, legal mouse. Mickey's legal now. So, GR, what do you think about this? This is a good thing. Do you expect a flood of movies, TV shows, projects, independent feature stuff where Mickey Mouse will be doing things you never expected Mickey Mouse to do? Or do you think that people leave Mickey alone and let him be the
Wait.
wholesome family name we've known
Ryan,
forever?
You did a Mickey Mouse.
Do I think they'll leave
impression.
him alone?
I did.
Hell no.
You have to drink.
People will do anything for money.
Yep.
Yeah.
But, after 90 years or however long it's been, Mickey's been around, he's older than me, so I know he's very youth deprived. But that's the politically correct way to say old now, Lexi.
Yeah.
It's fair. I agree with you.
Is there something you want to see?
People are going to make money off him. There's no doubt about it.
And that's the thing though, like Racer X is saying, like he is the symbol of Disney. Does this hurt Disney? This coming out
No.
and being like free local domain, or I mean, I should say
No,
free
it's
domain
not
for
going to
people.
hurt Disney.
You don't think so?
No, because the kids aren't going to be seeing the crap that they're going to put out. And the adults are going to go, fuck, oh, that ain't Mickey Mouse.
Will it make money, GR? Will all their stuff make money?
Probably a lot. No. Will it make money? Of course it will, because people will watch anything.
Yeah.
GR is
love
not
it.
familiar with Rule 34.
What's 34? I said Fast and Furious multiple times too, and I messed that up. Oh, he's drinking. He gets it. He's getting in there. But yeah, Lexi. So we hear about this, right? There's Torbett. Yeah, Torbett. We hear about this. Okay, so of course it could damage Disney. I don't know if it will really, but do you think there will be a flood of projects coming out January 1st? I think people are writing scripts already to be like, how can we exploit Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse? What kind of like crazy damning things can we have moving forward? Or do you think that we're just overreacting right now about this?
Well, as was stated in the chat, it's specifically Steamboat Willie. So it's only the black and white, like Steamboat Willie IP.
They're going to be careful with it, though. They're going to have fun with it.
The one that's going up. So it's not any other versions of it. It's just that version, which is like
and
the
Minnie Mouse 2 is also
1920s.
part of it, though.
Okay, so but it's like the black and white one. So it's
Yes.
not any of the color versions or any of that. And basically any of their stuff, after the fact, the color versions and stuff like that, they're basic mascots that are their central IP. They are not going to have that happen to that. It's just you got to drink, man. And
I am.
and they that's the one that's getting affected. And I don't know if you watched the Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, but he is trying to get the Steamboat Willie rights. So he's following the copyright very heavily with all of this, and he's doing everything in his power to get his hands on it so he can do really fucked up stuff with it on his show too.
Oh, gee.
So, I love John Oliver. He's the best.
I do too.
So
The floodgates are opening.
I really genuinely hope John Oliver gets it, because like he's created he has like a costume suit guy that comes out and is doing all this fucked up stuff on the show with it right now. So it's been good this season. I've been following this, so I know what's up as far as like who it is and what it should be and whatever. Is it going to affect Disney? Not at all. Steamboat Willie. And as far as their ability to put it on merch and sell it, they could put it on merch and sell it. It's public domain.
Will it be like a black and white Mickey Mouse thing, you think?
Yeah, it's just the black and white one. It's the old school Steamboat Willie.
So that's the whole thing, though. It's pretty much the same thing, though. So I guess they'd have to do like a black and white horror movie. Would that what it be?
Yeah, the only one that you could do would be the black and white Steamboat Willie. You cannot do like a color version or a modernized version. So it would have to
noir
be
Mickey Mouse. We're gonna get film noir.
Yeah. So it'd have to be all black and white. So whatever fucked up shit you're doing with it would have to be animated, probably, or in that realm, or whatever. But you could go hard like Fritz the Cat style if you wanted with it. That real like Max Fleischer, like old school, really tormented, fucked up kind of style with it. Like really push it over the edge if you wanted. You know what I mean? Because I am totally here to see some distorted animation with it, but as far as like the blood and honey shit and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
that stuff was tiresome. Like it wasn't very well made and all that kind of stuff. But I'm always here for some creative animation. So
I think it'd be fun. Ron, is this going to affect Disney? Do you think that Disney is not? I mean, they have tried to fight it for a long time, and public domain comes up all the time for everything. So, do you think this will affect Disney? Will people exploit it too far? And do you think that Disney is like doing kind of any PR damage right now, like trying to like figure out how they can fight this since it's happening January 1st?
I think it's going to be initially, it's going to be the shiny new little thing in the room, and everybody's going to want to do something with it. And then with the attention span of gnats like Americans have, it'll be done in like 2 months. Business back to normal.
you called
Would
it.
you
That's
watch
exactly
like a
what's gonna
horror
happen.
version of this, like a black and white film noir Mickey Mouse?
That'd be
Killing
fun.
people?
Why not? Why not?
Do you think there'll be a lot of Mickey Mouse sex things coming out too?
Dude, that was just in my head. How did you get that? How did you get that?
Telling you. You don't need to like worry about that. Rule 34 exists. It's done.
Mickey is coming out of his he's coming out of the steamboat, everybody. He's coming out of the steamboat. He's whipping the big mouse out and he's gonna have a good time, I think. And it's very intriguing. And this is gonna honestly, we've seen this for a long time. Again, we talked about before Blood and Honey. Of course, people are having fun with the Grinch. They did the Grinch one too. That wasn't the same thing, but they're having fun with that. And I think this will just like, it's a weird thing that becomes horror movies, but like, they're cheap to make. And of course, why not? People are having nostalgia and they have fun with it. But Mickey Mouse, everybody, it's crazy to me. It's really crazy. But Ron, there's gonna be a lot. I think there'll be a lot of them though, Ron. I think therell be a bunch. You're right. It'll probably be a fate.
Period of time.
Blood and Honey has a sequel, but beyond that, like nobody else is doing it. So maybe it'll just be like a phase, and then they'll just let it go.
That's how I see it.
There's this ignorant idea that horror movies are easy, and that we'll just make a horror
They're cheap.
movie.
That's all I say. They're
They're
cheaper.
not. They're incredibly complicated. You know why they're cheap? Because people who make them are assholes. You know how many fucking horror movies I've worked on? Oh, trade for portfolio. You want me to go do like hundreds of thousands of dollars of effects work for fucking trade for portfolio? That's why they're so fucking cheap. Because they're all made by fucking cheap asses who don't want to pay anybody, and they want to make these movies and think they're going to be a fucking making all this money off of it by making all the effects people and all the people that they're actors and treat everybody like shit because they've got this idea in their head that they can fucking make a horror movie and treat everybody who works on them like shit. There's like scumbags make these like movies, man.
Rachel's comment about Snow White, they're going to make a fortune off that when it comes out.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
The comment you make about that.
Mickey, not so much, but Snow White, yeah.
That's that whole movie too. They made a whole movie. It was like $300 million or something like that, and that's having a massive backlash already.
Ron has experience in what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, and I wanted to.
That's why he's laughing.
What's happening here, everybody?
What I wanted to interject with that was everybody thinks that kids TV shows, easy peasy. They shoot themselves.
The same thing. You know how many puppet shows I've had to work on that never went anywhere?
So hard than on a kids show, and the last 8 years that I was actively working were kids shows. It was crazy.
They all get this idea in their head that these are easy things. And I'm like, you know what's easy? Comedy. And I'm like, I don't know why nobody ever goes to comedy. I'm like, comedy is so fucking easy to do. And I'm like,
I was in comedy. Yeah.
You guys all jump on horror. And like you said, a kid show. And I'm like, a kid show requires making foam suits and all the time characters and like having a really solid actor because you need a person who can work with kids and who can like play a character who can cater to kids.
Right.
Like comedy is like really you can be yourself in comedy, and as long as you're funny, you can just really play well. Like the best comedies are people who are just naturally like playing themselves. Like look at like Superbad, where they're just really just being themselves. They're not even like whatever. Comedy people are trying to force comedy. Those are bad. You know what I mean? Like just being natural and just like. But like horror is complicated. It requires acting. Absolutely. Well, horror also requires a really good like scare actor who's like knows what the fuck they're doing. Like there's a whole talent that goes into this. Horror is a complicated genre. The best horror movies have very talented people working on them, and I'm like, you guys are fools. Every time some joker comes in, I'm gonna make a horror movie. Slasher. I'm like, Oh, so you have a really high budget for blood effects then, right? Oh, no, I don't have any money for that. You're going to do it for me for peanuts. Trade for portfolio.
Trade for
Fucking portfolio.
I just think though, yes, it's tough. I get it, but everyone says they make them cheaper. I think that's why we go there sometimes. But your comedies are very cheap to make. And look at Adam Sandler; he's fucking banked off comedies his whole career. They've done for cheap, done it well. He keeps making this Netflix bling bling money projects. They do really well for him. Good for him. Comedies are easy. You have to be very crafty when it comes to horror, especially with the special effects. And a lot of times, those people who are true artists, like Lexi, they don't get enough money to actually do it, and they have to be more creative than they should be, but they're fucking amazing, and they make stuff out of nothing, and people take advantage of it. And so everyone thinks it's going to be cheap, but it's because people take advantage of artists that are fucking amazing.
Yep.
At the end of the day, though, I get it. Mickey Mouse, I see a horror movie coming. I'm just going to say it. It's a trend. It's a trend happening right now, and because Mickey Mouse is going to be public domain, and you can't stop it, Disney. It's done. You can do whatever you want. Everything else, you can buy all the properties in the world. You can square root that son bitch, turn it sideways, stick it up someone's candy ass. But at the end of the day, you can't stop Mickey from being public domain. Holy Steamboat, and then eventually, coloristic Mickey will be also public domain. But the problem
Is
is,
that a new word?
coloristic. That's what I'm saying. That sounds better. Coloristic Mickey will be public domain, and when that happens, then the true mouse will be let out, and then you'll have to. That Disney will have a big problem. I think. But
You'll
Disney
see
still has a
things
problem.
change when you get to the color one. And
Yeah.
people in the chat are talking about Snow White. There's an excellent Snow White horror movie, Snow White: A Tale of Terror, with Sigourney
No,
Weaver.
they'll have fun making
So
Snow
fucking
White
good.
porn movies is what
I
they'll
love
make.
Sigourney.
You're getting all. I bet they're out there already. All
It's one of the
seven
best
dwarves are
horror
getting in
movies
there.
ever. If you
I
ever get a
love
chance to
it.
see it, I highly recommend it. So if you guys are looking for a Snow White horror movie, one already exists that has Sigourney Weaver, and it's excellent. So highly recommend it.
knew?
I think it's from like the late 90s, early 2000s, so it's old school, but
That sounds fantastic.
oh, it's amazing. She plays the evil
put the
queen.
link in the chat
Sigourney
later.
Weaver, so like, I mean,
It's so great.
yeah,
Oh, I
like,
saw
I mean,
that
she's
one.
fucking incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
it's amazing.
Well done.
I love Sigourney
Oh,
Weaver.
thank
She's
you.
still looking hot. But Mickey Mouse
Absolutely.
is getting let out a little bit. Everybody, 100 years, public domain. Let him out. Let the mouse out. And
You
have
just
fun,
gotta get
people.
drunk,
Great.
don't you?
Have fun. Have fun, Mickey Mouse. Have a good time because it's Friday. Mickey Mouse is out. And have fun. That's all I'm saying. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Anyways,
Oh,
everybody,
humbug.
thank you so much for being here on our Friday edition of Cruise Control. I did an impression. Here we go.
There you go.
I appreciate all my fantastically fabulous guests.
a very Merry Christmas.
Yes, very much so. But it's here every night. You come here, Race Rex. I appreciate you, Queen.
See, I'm
Queen.
not
Thank you
crazy.
every night you're here. I appreciate all you in the chat. It's amazing. It really is. Happy to have you here. I know Pep Star himself
Queen
is very
Racer.
happy. He loves
Clearly,
you.
Queen remembers a queen, right?
Yes, yeah, it's true.
Damn, Skippy.
Right, Peps? Right, Peps is all about it too, right? Right, Peps?
What up, dog?
I know, man. But we all love our fabulous guests here. We love our chat. Thank you for coming back. 925. We are 75 people away from making our goal of getting monetized by the end of the year. And it's because of you, the friends, and the
Hey,
family,
Queen.
and the chat out there.
You might
Spreading
be
the
the
word,
smartest
telling
one in the
people. Yeah, Queen is a smart person in the worm. And the worm? I've had a few drinks. In the room.
Happy
Thank you for being
holidays.
here. Ronald, Todd, Woodward. Thank you so much, Ron. Appreciate you
Thank
being
you.
here. Happy Friday. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
You guys
The
too.
Torbit too. Thank you for being a part of Cruise Control. I am I'm grateful for my friends that are here that support the show, are part of the show, and are helping it thrive and drive forward and grow. And it's really amazing. I'm happy you're here. Thank you so much for joining us, Ron.
I
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Great. I hope you have a great weekend. Have fun with Torbit.
We will.
He's a great little guy. I love him so much.
It's going to be fun. Christmas morning is always so much fun.
Yeah, it is. Santa Claus is coming, right, GR? He's coming. Don't humbug me. He's coming. He's coming.
Well, he will for some of us.
GR, you're still on the nice list in my book. You're in the nice list. It's going to be
There we
fine.
go.
You are. I'll talk to Santa. If you're in the bah humbug,
Well,
I'll talk
I'm
to
a
Santa.
giver now. I'm too youth deprived to get the gifts. I give them now.
Well, GR, you give those gifts and keep coming back. Love having you here. Thank you so much for being on our Friday edition, on our
It's a
holiday
pleasure.
special.
It really is every time.
We love having you here. Love working with you. It's great. It's great, GR. Love you. So have a good
Yeah,
holiday
when I get to
season.
be with Lexi, it's really great.
It's always a
It's
pleasure.
been fun.
Brian, did
And
you know
also-
that you're the youngest person on the show right now?
Who is?
You.
Am I?
Yeah.
I guess I am.
I
I
guess
guess I am. I don't know.
That was
you know,
random. That was really random.
Yeah, it was. I am. But I'm like
Just caught him.
a strapping young man. I'm getting, whatever. I'm not talking about age.
You're getting
Age
used
is
to
nothing.
more and
Age is a
more
number.
every day.
That was
Yeah.
funny.
This is 40. It's okay. Lexi, thank you for being here on Cruise Control. Appreciate you as always. Thank you for running the chat, bringing in the information, talking to the people, bringing in the facts, and having a great time here on Cruise Control. Happy holidays. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you as always.
I always plan on being here when you want me and need me. So
Well, thank
That was
you.
Political. That
it's
was
also a pleasure to be here sometimes,
Sometimes.
Sometimes. No, I
There's
love
on-
being here.
It was a fun night tonight.
It was good.
Right.
Honestly,
No,
thank you all. Thank you all in the chat. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you all and to all a good night. Thank you so much. Please, please, please spread the word again. It's 9:25. We need 75 more people. And then YouTube's algorithm will put us in a new bracket. We'll make some money and we'll have fun still. We're not going to stop. We're still having fun. It just helps. It's a perk for all the time. That's all it
Yay.
is. Thank you, Race Rex. Thank you for coming here every Friday. I appreciate you, man. Thank you all. Have a
Thank
great
you,
night.
SDR.
You're the best. Thank you for subscribing.
Thank you for subscribing. Yes, thank you. Thank you for joining us in the
Absolutely.
chat. Appreciate you. It's so good to see you. Tell your friends, your family. You gotta spread the word. We always say, you gotta tell everybody. But tell your friends, your family, your uncles, your aunts, your grandmas, great-grandmas, great-grandpas, and all the grandparents of the whole world who have made the world become popular because they're fantastic and they had sex and it was fantastic. We keep coming back because we love you guys. I just dropped my laugh because I've been drinking a little bit. Thank you all for being here. All the chinchillas and the bears and the beavers and all the fucking woodland creatures that came out of the woods because COVID happened and they took over the cities and they took over the world and they got mad because we took it back. Fuck that, but they don't fuck that because they still subscribe because we love them so much. You gotta tell them to keep telling everybody else. If we don't keep doing it, we'll never get it. We'll do 1,000, everybody. Thank everybody out there, all the fucking beavers and the fucking, oh my God, those squirrels are bitches. But you know what? They may take your nuts, but they'll give you subscriptions. Anyways, everybody, thank you for being here on Cruise Control. Appreciate you as always. Have a fantastic holiday season. Merry fucking Christmas. And,
Bah,
watch The
humbug.
Wonderful Life.
Bye,
Watch
guys.
The Wonderful Life on Christmas Eve. Honestly, I do it every year. Maybe, black and white. Maybe we'll have a It's a Wonderful Life Mickey Mouse special. Who knows? But watch that shit. It's great. And watch Watch a holiday special. Watch something. Spend time with your family and friends. Have a great holiday season. And when we come back we're coming back before next year, but next week, I'm sorry, I'm going to drink one more time.
I'll go with you.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
we're at 1,000.
Good idea, Brian.
Okay, I'm not going to be out by myself.
Here we go. Okay, everybody, here we go.
Gosh. Okay.
Anyways, until next time, everybody. We won't be here Monday, of course. It's Christmas. Probably Wednesday, maybe Friday. We'll see. Keep you posted. Until then, though, everybody. See ya.